it was quite a diverse group of people. And so we had people from academia here. We definitely had a couple of different levels of government, and then we had people such as myself representing sort of the nonprofits, grassroots. Everybody is pretty much aligned with the goals, and we saw that. But one of the things that came out in spades was that there really wasn't, if you want, at the what I'd call the policy level, and certainly at some of the management levels you'd consider, there really wasn't alignment, that people were struggling against these barriers, right? We heard that from some of the municipalities. We also actually heard that from the province. And certainly myself, we do struggle with different barriers.
Just having the opportunity sometimes just to get together, it helps us step back a little bit and look at the bigger picture and say, okay, these are some of the things that would help make our work easier and to move to that next step and that next phase. So in that sense, one of the most particular innovation, or maybe set of innovations, is around the legislative changes. And those are things that, unless you get together with the group of the key stakeholders in the same room, it's hard to move those things forward, because no one moves legislative changes on their own. You need a team of both people at multiple local governments and liaisoning with people at the province to be able to move those things forward.
Interact a lot with the community energy managers and people at local government level, but it was actually a great experience to connect with the academics as well. So to have another perspective on the projects that I've been knee-deep in over the last few years, which also forces me to step back and look at the context of what we're doing. One of the aha moments was around, we've got a peer-to-peer network already for community energy managers, and how we can take that to the next level. I think we have deep engagement with them, but then how we can share those findings with people with local governments who don't have community energy managers, and also make use of the reporting that we already have for community energy managers to be able to share some of that findings with other local governments of all the different energy savings projects that we're engaged with.
The mixing of academia with practitioners, I think, is where the real magic happens here, because it's quite often that the practitioners will say, you academics see things at this different level, and the models you propose, they don't really work in the real world. But then the academics can always step back and tell us, well, what you are actually doing is this and can lead to this if you just took a different thought process about it. So having them process what we do and tell it back to us, I think, is a really useful cycle for quality improvement, for us to improve the work that we're doing.
Bringing people together who are working on the agenda is always inspiring and motivating. And one thing that I took away was that there's quite a bit of traction that's being done. So that was like real case studies and actual action that's on the ground, as well as really strong thinking behind it to make sure that we're doing the right things. So the fact that there is traction and action. It's moved, the agenda has now moved from climate change isn't happening and debating on whether it exists or not, to more what are the most strategic, practical, feasible things that we could be doing.